So your all or nothing mentality is keeping you broke, is keeping you fat, it's keeping you stuck, it's keeping you not, it's preventing you from not achieving the goals that you want to achieve. It doesn't matter the field, it doesn't matter what you do for a living or what you want to accomplish. And here's why. So we've all been told that if you actually want to achieve X, like losing weight, get abs, or find a copywriting client, or drop shipping, or make your drop shipping store successful, it doesn't matter again what it is that you do, that you actually gotta do everything every single day, and that you cannot fail, because if you fail, you're failing yourself, you're failing your family, you're failing everybody else around you. And that's truth, but not 100%. And I'm gonna tell you why right now. So basically, I'm gonna set it in the weight loss, as a weight loss example, and then I'm gonna tell you how that applies to everything that you do. So first, let's imagine that you're trying to lose weight, right? So you go with this coach, and so this coach tells you what you should eat every single week, what or every single day, what you should drink every single day, what you should actually, what your diet should look like, how many carbs you should take in, how many calories you gotta burn, and all of that, right? So this fitness coach actually gives you a weekly workout routine, so you basically work out and you know what you gotta do, and so you start doing it, right? So you start working out every single day, you start eating consistently, you don't cheat, you don't do anything. So what's gonna happen eventually is that you're gonna fail. At least one of these days you're gonna fail, and you're gonna go in a battle against your cravings. So let's imagine you never eat junk food. Not after you've been working out consistently, but one day all of a sudden you just want to eat a burger, let's say. And so you eat that burger, and what's going to happen is that you're going to start feeling bad with yourself because you cheated, because you were not supposed to have that burger, because you were not supposed to cheat. And so having that all or nothing mentality is gonna cause you to give up. So let's say that you already ate that hamburger, and now you said like, okay, I screwed up. I don't deserve to keep going this route. I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve to keep pushing. Definitely losing weight is not for me. So what I'm gonna do right now is that I'm gonna start eating garbage the rest of the week, and I'm gonna start on Monday again from scratch. And so what happens is that on Monday you start again, and on Tuesday or even Thursday the same thing happens, and you cheat, right? You again eat something you were not supposed to do, and the same story repeats all over again. So it's because that all or nothing mentality. So now let me translate that to copywriting or to anything you're doing right now. So for copywriters, we've been told to write copy every single day, send 100 DMs per day, write copy, break down copy, analyze, review copy every single day, and handwrite copy for at least 1 hour daily. So we do that at the beginning, and now there comes a point where we feel bored, and we feel boredom, and we simply don't do what we're supposed to do, but we do something else. And so what that causes is that we start feeling again miserable with ourselves. We feel sad, depressed, and we feel like we felt ourselves in our whole generation, and so that we're not worthy of respect or love or whatever it is. And in the worst case scenario, you give up, right? You give up, and you never do anything again, because you feel like you should have committed 100%, or else you're not deserving of it. You're not actually the person who should become a copywriter. Also, now let's imagine that you're trying to build new habits, right? You're trying to I don't know, go running every single day at 6 a.m. So you start doing it frequently. You do it, let's say 7 days in a row, but at the eighth day you don't do it, and so the ninth day you don't do it again because you didn't do it on the eighth day, and so you think that you don't deserve to keep going because you already failed. And so what's that's gonna happen in all these cases is that it's gonna take you to failure, and that's what I'm telling you. The all or nothing mentality is gonna take you to failure. And here's how you can simply fix that. And so you fix that by first changing your point of view or your perspective on the things that you're currently doing. So, for example, for the weight loss nature, for people who are watching this who wanna lose weight, so instead of seeing this as the targets you have every single day as your carbs or whatever it is, instead of seeing that as a daily things, see it as a weekly thing or as a monthly thing. So instead of saying like, okay, I gotta eat 8,000 carbs per week, right? And so now that you know what your daily limit is, you're gonna say like, okay, if on Monday I eat this hamburger and it's just a stupid example, but it is for you to get the point. So on Monday, I eat something that I'm not supposed to eat. That's gonna take my carbs higher than I'm supposed to do that daily. So the next day, I'll keep them lower so I can match my goal for that week or for that month. And so that way you don't actually end up giving up, and you commit to what you're doing because you simply understand that having a bad day doesn't mean that it's your whole life. It's not the end of the world. And so the same thing applies for you trying to build new habits, going to run every single day. So understand that that's going to happen, but see it as a normal thing. So not because you didn't go running 100% of the times, that means that you're not the person who's capable of doing that, because, or the copywriter who doesn't write copy every single day is the same thing, because understanding that setting a goal is important, but you don't do the goal just to hit the goal. What I mean by that is for you to actually be able to complete a goal and finish it, you need to become the person who does the thing that you want to do or that you're trying to accomplish. So instead of running every single day or wanting a road to run 30 days straight, what you need to do is become the person who runs 30 days straight. And so what does that person do? So that person probably goes to sleep early because he knows that he's got to wait. He has to wake up at 6 a.m. So he starts building habits around that, and so he starts going to bed earlier, as I said, unwinding before bed. He starts to have dinner earlier, so at the time he goes to bed, he can fall asleep faster. He wakes up at the same time every single day. He goes running not for 1 hour or 2 hours, but he goes running for 15 minutes one day. So day two he goes running for 20, then 25, 30, until the point that this person has become the person who can run 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So the same thing for the person who's trying to lose weight. So losing weight, I know that's your goal, but you gotta become the person who's actually capable of losing that weight, the person who's healthier, skinnier, whatever it is. So what does that person do? So that person actually stops eating outside. That person cooks his meals or whatever it is, but also that person understands that just setting the goal of not skipping or not cheating, like committing to the goal every single day and not having days where they cheat is actually guaranteed failure, because that's what it is. But if you understand that you're gonna have days that happens, and that's totally cool and that's totally fine, well, that's gonna change. Same thing for copywriters, for everybody who's watching this video. So the problem is not you. The problem is the systems that you have in place to become the person you want to become. So it's not your fault. For example, let's say that your whole family it's terrible. Your whole family eats like shit. So if you're trying to eat healthy and you're trying to exercise when everyone, sorry about that, when everybody's just trying to watch TV or sit on the couch the whole day, it's gonna be very difficult for you. So what you gotta do is that you gotta put yourself in different situations where things get easier for you to start doing the thing. So instead of going home once you finish your workday, you go to the gym right away, put in your backpack, the running shoes, and every single gear that you need to go to the gym. So if the gym is near your work, so go to the gym before going to work, because that's gonna make things easier for you. So if you're a copywriter and you know that you have a bunch of distractions at home and that you should be sending DMs, but you're actually watching YouTube videos or playing video games, so what you need to do is get out of your house, go to a coffee shop, go there and work for the whole day and see how much that's going to change you. So it's not about doing what's difficult for you, but it's about doing things in a way that it's easier for you to do them. So that's why I'm telling you, the systems that you put in your life are going to be the key to achieving the goals that you want. So if you know that, for example, if you want to read every single night before you go to sleep, so put a book in your on your pillow, so whenever you go to bed you actually can see the book and you can start reading it, and that's gonna make things easier for you in the long term. And also understand that there's gonna be times where you don't want to do shit, and those times where you don't want to do shit, that's when you actually gotta understand and think if not doing the thing that you want to do is going to take you closer to your goals or is going to take you away from them. So I've been watching the Phoenix seminar for the last weeks, and so there's one thing that this guy, the Brian Tracy, says that is very interesting, and he says that whatever that you're doing is either taking you towards your goal or it's going to take you away from your goal. So you just got to think about what you're doing, and before you do the thing, whatever it is that you're going to do, ask yourself, is this thing, once I do this thing, is it going to take me closer to where I want to be at? Or is it going to take me away from the things that I want to accomplish in my life? And so that's going to happen. But understanding that that's part of the process, that's the thing. And so whenever you feel that like you don't want to do the thing, remember that that's the exact thing that differentiates successful people from people who are simply not successful, or professionals from amateur people. And so it is that they understand that that's going to take them way ahead of the average people. And that's the exact thing that's going to allow them to achieve the things that they want to achieve. So, for example, myself. So, I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes I struggle a lot to be consistent. I cannot tell you that I'm perfect, that I'm always doing the thing that I'm supposed to do, because that's shit. That's shit. Especially when you haven't gotten any success at doing the things that you're doing. For example, I haven't got any copywriting clients so far. So it's very difficult for me to stay motivated because I haven't experienced what getting a copywriting client feels like. I haven't got that reward. So for me to stay consistent is very hard sometimes, but I understand that that's part of the process then that I gotta keep going forward. However, I found myself sometimes playing video games, playing League of Legends or playing CSGO. And so what I've done to make my life easier and not to make doing the thing harder is that I have sold my gaming PC. I bought myself a MacBook so I cannot play any video games, and I have sold my 2K resolution monitor because I cannot afford to have these distractions, because that's going to take me away. And so if you have a look at my desk, this is what I have right now. As you can see, there's no computers, there's nothing but the one that I'm talking to you right now from, and that's it. And so I made my habits in my life easier by putting myself in an environment that allows me to do that, and building the systems that allow me to be able to focus and do the things that I'm supposed to do. Because let's say that you want to read, right? And so you read on laying down on your couch, eventually you're gonna fall asleep. So every single time that you try to read, you go to the same place and the same thing happens over and over again. So what you need to do instead of reading on the couch is you go and read on your desk with no distractions. Turn off your phone, turn on the lights, and actually put yourself in the mood that allows you to read more. So if you want to improve writing copy, you want to write more copy, you want to send more messages. So put yourself in an environment that allows you to do that. So it's, for example, those people who take drugs, right? And so they go to these rehabilitation centers and they get cleaned up and all of that, but then they go back to their old neighborhood, to their old home, to their old environment, and they end up doing the same thing that actually took them to that place. And they're doing drugs again, and it's simply because they went to the same environment that caused them to do the same things over and over again. So now let's imagine that the same person who did drugs, now once they got out of this rehabilitation center, they moved to a different neighborhood, to a different place. They got a new home, they got a new job, they stopped hanging around with losers and drug addicts. That what's gonna happen is that this person is probably gonna get a better job. They're gonna become a millionaire, and they're gonna have their whole lives figured out. So they think the same thing applies to all of us. And I wanted to talk about this because it's very important. I believe that everybody's telling you like, focus on grinding, grind more, grind harder, don't take time off, all or nothing. But what that's gonna happen is that it's gonna make you hate the thing that you started doing, the that you started doing. For example, it's gonna make you hate copywriting at some point because you're burnt out. You've been doing this for so long and so hard, no taking breaks and all of this shit, that you eventually have come to resent it. And when that happens, that's almost impossible to revert back. So not taking breaks and going with all of this all or nothing mentality is going to first make you give up on the things you want to do, because it will basically force you to do them 100% of the times. And if you fail, you're basically screwed and you have um no fixing, and you're not worthy of everything that I basically mentioned the whole time. So taking breaks and failing is necessary for you to reevaluate what you're doing with your life or with your business or whatever it is, and be very honest with yourself and ask yourself, this is happening. For example, I have eaten a burger last night, and I know I'm not supposed to do that. So I know that I ate it, and the reason that I ate that burger is because I was running and I passed through the same McDonald's every single time that I run, and so that triggers my mind into making me wanna eat that. So I have identified that running past that McDonald's is causing me to overeat. So what I'm gonna do next time tomorrow is that instead of going through the same McDonald's, I'm gonna turn in the block before, and I'm gonna go a different direction where I don't have to see that McDonald's. And in that way, you actually get rid of all your problems. And I know it sounds simple, but it truly is. And I used to believe that no, it's easier said than done. But reality is that whenever you want to do stuff, you end up doing what you say you were gonna do. So just think about it, change the perspective of the things that you see as that you have this fixed mind. And so just take a look at a different scope, and understand that failing is part of the process, and failing is what gives you the opportunity to improve upon those things. And if you don't fail, you can never get better at that thing. So yeah, that's it. So